Marjorie Taylor Greene, known lunatic, known conspiracy theorist, known MAGA worshiper, just proved to us all once again why she is one of the most embarrassing members of Congress, if not the most. Just so shameless in her conduct, always putting Trump and herself and the MAGA wing of the party over all of us in the country. And I have to preface this, and I really do have to preface this by saying everything we're about to talk about is real. It's going to be hard to fathom, as it is for me still, that this is something that actually took place, but it is. So, Congress, man, this is crazy. Congress is working on a variety of national security funding bills. These bills include funding for countries like Taiwan, Ukraine, etc., right? All of our different allies around the world, or at least ones that need funding right now. And these bills are very contentious because the MAGA wing of the party doesn't want to fund Ukraine, even though it's in our national security's interest to do so. It helps us. It helps peace and democracy in Europe. They don't want to do it. So it's been held up in Congress for a while, but we're finally getting to it, with everything that's going on around the world. It's time. Even Mike Johnson is saying, yeah, we're going to do this. So these bills are up for debate, up for amendments being proposed. And Marjorie Taylor Greene took the opportunity to offer some amendments. Just two, but both are insane. And the first one I'm going to show you is one that plays into her former conspiracy theory. Remember how Marjorie Taylor Greene said that there were Jewish space lasers in outer space, like shooting lasers into the United States? Remember that was her big claim to fame in the conspiracy side of the world and of the United States? It's back. Yeah, that conspiracy theory is back, and it's back in government now, and she's trying to fund it. So here you can see this amendment that she proposed for an Israel funding bill that includes aid to Gaza and whatnot. And the amendment says, and it's introduced by Miss Greene of Georgia at the top, and it says, by the funds made available by this act and such sums as necessary shall be used for the development of space laser technology on the southwest border. It's real. As I mentioned, this is a real thing. I'll throw up a tweet from a journalist also talking about this and verifying its authenticity. In a funding bill for an ally, Marjorie Taylor Greene is trying to fund space lasers. This is where we're at in American politics, where Democrats are trying to advance bills like a Ukrainian funding bill that genuinely helps all of us. And it helps us by making sure that our allies are kept afloat and they're not being invaded and whatnot. And Marjorie Taylor Greene is playing games and funding her own delusions, because this is what it is. Funding space laser technology at the southwest border. What are we doing? Why are we wasting time? Why are we wasting taxpayer dollars with these shenanigans? This is a game. This is a game to Marjorie. Governing is not a game. Like, people's actual lives are on the line. You, me, people around the world, because the United States obviously has a lot of influence. People's lives are on the line, and Marjorie Taylor Greene is introducing funding for space lasers. How delusional and how selfish and ignorant can you be? I cannot believe this is... I can't believe this is a thing. This is a thing we're actually going to have to deal with, and they're going to have to debate, and they're going to have to give time to. It's never going to pass. I mean, let's be clear here. This amendment, this alteration to a bill is never going to go through. But the fact that it's even happening, and it might even get some support on the Republican side, mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. And as I mentioned, that wasn't the only amendment. She offered two, and this one is no better. So this is for the Ukrainian funding bill, which our military, our intelligence officials, Democrats, independents, and even moderate Republicans have been begging for a year now, but Mike Johnson and their MAGA Republicans have been too scared. This is the Ukrainian funding bill. Marjorie Taylor Greene offered an amendment to this bill, as you can see on your screen right now. And it says, again, offered by Ms. Greene of Georgia, as you can see at the top, it says, quote, any member of Congress who votes in favor of this act shall be required to conscript in the Ukrainian military. What that means is Marjorie Taylor Greene's offering an amendment to this bill, which isn't even legal, by the way, at least the way it's phrased, an amendment to this bill that would require American politicians who vote in favor of protecting our allies to go enlist in the Ukrainian army. Now, I don't know how anybody stands by this and says, yeah, that own the libs. Yeah, you got them, Democrats. You go, Marjorie. This is so insane. It's not normal. This is not normal governing. You don't even see moderate Republicans doing this stuff. You don't see conservatives doing this stuff. Democrats certainly don't do things like this to the opposing side when we're trying to pass bills. Bills, by the way, that have a lot of bipartisan support. You do not see this from Democrats. You've never seen this from folks like Joe Biden or Barack Obama or Hillary Clinton or Chuck Schumer or Hakeem Jeffries, any of these major Democratic, Nancy Pelosi as well, of course, one of the best speakers of all time, if not the best. You don't see it from them. They're not playing games like this, especially with things when it comes to national security. Marjorie Taylor Greene and the MAGA Republicans are playing games. Forcing Americans, which again wouldn't be even legal, wouldn't be a thing, but trying to force American politicians to enlist in the Ukrainian army, funding space lasers. What are we doing? What are we doing? I've said this a lot in recent videos, but it is impossible to govern and get things done in a timely manner and in a serious manner when you have MAGA Republicans in government doing stuff like this. And this is not be hyperbolic. This is just objectively true. These amendments are a joke. This is an embarrassment to America. When we're trying to make sure our allies around the world are protected, Marjorie Taylor Greene's doing stuff like this. And I think that this, in and of itself, is a campaign ad for the Democratic Party and for Joe Biden and for Democrats in the Senate and for Democrats in the House. While the Democrats are trying to get stuff done, Marjorie Taylor Greene is trying to fund space lasers. That's the difference. That's the choice in 2024. Funding space lasers or like investing in infrastructure and fighting climate change and lowering healthcare costs. Why is this even a choice? Why do we even have to have this conversation? Space lasers, democracy. Space lasers, democracy. One is significantly better than the other. I can't believe this is our government. I cannot believe that legitimate members of Congress who want to govern and want to go back home to their constituents and tell them what they're doing have to deal with people like Marjorie Taylor Greene. It seems like an impossible task, and it is an impossible task. There's no compromise with this. There's no compromise with space lasers. I'm sorry. And last thing I want to say about this, aside from the fact that this is insane, that the choice for 2024 is obviously the Democrats when you see stuff like this, but I really do fundamentally believe that this is a slap in the face of the American people. Like, members of Congress like Marjorie Taylor Greene are on our dime. We are paying their salaries, right? They are working for us. They work for the people. And there are real issues happening around the world and around the country, within our own borders as well. And instead of addressing these, instead of like really advocating for solving a big issue, really advocating for it, Marjorie Taylor Greene is trying to fund space lasers. Lasers in outer space to use at the southwest border. I don't know what her intent is here. I don't know if this is like a fundraising pitch. I don't know if she's trying to make a joke. I don't know if she's trying to stall this or if she's serious. I don't care what the intent is. What I care is about having people in government who actually care about us and not people who are playing games and wasting all of our time. That is exactly what Marjorie Taylor Greene did with this, and I believe it's a slap in the face of all of us. Don't waste our time. Just do your job. No games, no headlines, no fundraising pitches. Just do the job that you're elected to do. So I'm at a loss of words. I think you guys are probably in the same boat as I am with this. I could not believe my eyes when I saw that this was real and authentic and it actually happened. I just hope that the Biden campaign is already writing an ad because this is such great material. They're just handing it to Joe Biden. I'm going to leave it there. I'm just blown away. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I really appreciate it. Make sure to subscribe down below. Drop a like on the video, comment, let me know what you think about it. Share the video with anybody you think needs to see it. And as always, I really appreciate you being here, and I hope that you have a great rest of your day.